The Cadillac XT6 is a three-row luxury midsize SUV that shares its basic structure with the GMC Acadia and Chevy Blazer.
To be honest, I have a few gripes, but let's start on a positive note.
Here I am in the third row. At an utterly average 5 foot 10 inches, I fit just fine. And getting back here wasn't too tricky thanks to reasonable access past the second row. Those second row seats also slide and recline to maximize comfort and kindly distribute legroom amongst the second and third row occupants. Cargo usability is another XT6 strength, with handy nooks strewn about the cabin. There are seat-back map pockets, a decently roomy glove box, center console storage, a lower console storage hold, a dedicated wireless charging phone slot, a supplemental spot for your delightfully minty lip balm, bottle storage in the door, a slide-out hold for the second row, gotta keep your weird medical tape somewhere, and a side bin in the cargo area.
What's really nice is that the third row powers down very quickly from here, and there are also second row seat releases, saving me a trip all the way around to those side doors, because I'm a lazy, lazy man. You know, with that flat cargo area, Mike, there's no reason not to keep this unbroken shot going. Get on in there, you!
With the second and third rows lowered, cargo capacity peaks at a healthy 78.7 cubic feet. Behind the second row, there are 43.1 cubic feet, and with all the seats raised, there's still 12.6 cubic feet behind the third row, plus an underfloor storage area. And beneath that, the spare tire. And just to keep the magic going, here's an entire exterior shot of the car. While circulating, it's worth mentioning that the Cadillac XT6 comes in two flavors, luxury and sport. Our test car is the luxury version, but finally stopping this endless oneer, here is the sport version. XT6 spotters will note that the $4,400 pricier sport version includes dark accents, a black grille, and clear rear lenses, while the luxury version has red taillight lenses and a brighter Galvano finish on the grille, roof rails, etc.
By the way, I googled Galvano, and Cadillac was either inspired by galvanism or a senator in Florida. I bet it was the senator.
Sport model is also distinguished by its standard twin-clutch all-wheel drive system with active yaw control, active suspension damping, plus a quicker steering ratio than the luxury model. So that sport title is actually backed up by enhanced agility. As hinted up front, there are aspects of the XT6 I dislike. Specifically, inside, where a scrutinizing eye finds details like
uneven D-pillar trim, weirdly unsecured knee rest trim, unsightly trim gaps, cheap-feeling plastics where occupants will frequently grab, like right here and here, and recessed third-row USB-C ports that invite the slow destruction of the plastic that surrounds them. But hey, if you like fuzzy carpet, the XT6 has lots of fuzzy carpet.
Bottom line, if you're stepping up from a Chevy Malibu, all of this might seem okay, but the collective effect does not feel like world-class luxury.
One last annoyed observation. Last night when I was driving the XT6, I felt the persistent breeze against my head and wondered, why would Cadillac design a vent that couldn't be aimed away from the driver's head? And then I discovered it's just broken. I'm not sure that's a preferable explanation.
Alright, that's enough negativity for now. Let's counterbalance with praise. I love the Cadillac has spread 6 standard USB ports throughout all 3 rows of seats. I also like that the standard 8-inch touchscreen includes Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, near-field communication for simple Android phone pairing, and a decently intuitive interface controlled primarily through this rotary knob, or, if you prefer, the touchscreen. So, how does the XT6 drive? Similar to what I noted in my Cadillac XT4 review, torque steer is an issue.
Watch. The first thing that happened when I started driving the XT6 was that I pulled out from a Starbucks and then got on it, and then the wheel was ripped almost out of my hand. Thank God I've got such excellent grip strength. Cut to the next thing.
But wait, Micah, aren't you driving an all-wheel drive XT6? Why is it sending its power to the front wheels?
Good question, voiceover Micah. The answer has to do with the drive mode selector right down here.
In touring mode, the optional all-wheel drive system is deactivated, sending power solely to the front tires. That helps fuel economy, but it leads to the second notable thing that happened to me driving the XT6.
I was leaving a stoplight at partial throttle and managed to squeal the tires like the wheelman in a bank heist movie. I'm just gonna put that right back into all-wheel drive mode. There we go.
There are also sport and off-road modes for when you want to get sporty or dirty, respectively. During standard commutes, the Cadillac XT6 rolls in smooth fashion with a quiet cabin, relaxed, light steering, and virtually transparent shifts from the excellent 9-speed automatic transmission. As hinted at by my tire-squealing antics, power from the 3.6-liter V6 is strong, utterly obliterating the stress you might otherwise feel merging with traffic, provided you keep a grip on the steering wheel.
Speaking of, when cornering, the steering feels cold and distant, like a crumbling relationship where neither party wants to admit that it's over. Before you ask, I'm actually just riffing. My marriage is fine, as far as I'm aware. Hi, sweetie.
One thing I know for sure is that the Cadillac XT6 starts under $54,000 including destination charges and comes with a deluge of standard features like 8-way power heated front seats, leather, a Bose 8-speaker audio system, front and rear parking sensors, a hands-free liftgate, keyless access, wireless phone charging, 3-zone automatic climate control, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, blind spot warning, and lane keep assist. That's a lot of gear, but if you're still not satisfied, consider adding options like adaptive cruise control, adaptive dampers for the suspension, automatic parking abilities, ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, embedded navigation for a kind of pricey $1,000, and night vision, which our test car sadly didn't come with. I'm not saying I wanted to do any stalking, I just kind of wanted to mess around with the night vision. Loaded up with night vision and some other stuff, I easily spec'd an XT6 Sport to more than $74,000. One last pricing note, the only free color is silver. Any other color will cost you between $625 and $1,225. If the XT6 were a top-tier luxury vehicle, it'd compete with the BMW X7, Audi Q7, and Mercedes-Benz GLE, but knowing what we know, a more appropriate competitive set would probably include value-priced choices like the Lincoln Aviator, Volvo XC90, Acura MDX, and the Buick Enclave. Adding even more complexity, if you seriously option a non-luxury SUV like the Hyundai Palisade, Kia Telluride, or Ford Explorer, you'll have an SUV that's cheaper, yet arguably as indulgent as the Cadillac.
Nonetheless, for some people, there is no replacing that Cadillac crest. If you want a 3-row Cadillac SUV and you don't want to spend Escalade money, that's your ride.